a time and age where comic book-based films and shows are being released like nobody's business. In times like these, one can't help but wonder what happened to all the films that were deemed unworthy to be released. What about the ones that were never even put into production? What if they were released? What if? Well, that was ominous. Hello and welcome everybody to the first official episode of What If, the podcast where we talk about comic book films that could have been. I am joined by my illustrious co-host. I'm pretty sure I've described you as illustrious before, but honestly the title fits. Chase Gallion.
Hello.
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
So, this month's topic for What If is, in fact, Batman Unchained, also known as Triumphant, depending upon what you've heard.
Yep.
Alright, Chase. Would you have wanted this to happen? I should probably ask this at the end of the episode, but still.
Yeah. Initial thoughts is definitely no.
Initial thoughts before we get in depth on it. No.
Okay, picture this: a freight train, and then the freight train goes around a corner and derails.
It sounds like Batman and Robin.
Exactly.
Alright, yeah, also, everybody, this is not the first episode we've recorded. The actual first episode we recorded was an episode on Spider-Man 4, but, the file got corrupted or something, and, I got deleted somehow or some way. I don't know what that was about, but let's go ahead and get into Batman Unchained. I don't know where the term Batman Triumphant came from, but Batman Unchained was actually the working title at Warner Brothers, because this film was put into production right after, during Batman and Robin's filming and everything, because the execs over at Warner Brothers were impressed with the way it looked and all that with Batman and Robin, because you really can't tell if a movie's going to be good or bad before,
before everything's edited up and everything.
Yeah, so they were all, super excited about it and everything, so they greenlit a sequel, and it would have been called Batman Unchained. In this, I'll run through the cast real quick. We would have had George Clooney come back as Batman. Fun times. Chris O'Donnell, the 30-year-old teenager, as Dick Grayson. Yep. That's the best way I can describe it, because he does look like he's 30 in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, but he's all like, man, I just got adopted by Wayne and everything, and I'm like, boy, you're over 18, get out of here.
In respect, Clooney does look about 50.
Yeah, true. But Michael Gough would have returned as Alfred Pennyworth. Now, the two main villains were going to be the Scarecrow and Harley Quinn.
Boom.
They offered Courtney Love the role as Harley Quinn, which I feel like that probably would have worked.
Right.
Yeah, and two of the actors that were considered for the Scarecrow was one, Jeff Goldblum, the guy who played Professor Malcolm on Jurassic Park, so he probably would have been banging on about chaos theory all throughout the movie. Just, Batman, let me tell you about all the fear gas that it's I'm gonna spray you with real quick. One second.
Gosh.
Man, that's the exact way he delivers every single line in every movie he's in.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the second, more interesting choice for Scarecrow, and he was actually offered the role, this gentleman I'm about to mention, the one, the only, Nicolas Cage.
Woo!
Boy. That would have been insane.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
not
want to see.
really.
I want to see Nicolas Cage dressed up in like a Scarecrow outfit, just bouncing off the walls at George Clooney's Batman.
It would be like the Let's Get Nuts scene.
Times 100.
Oh yeah, because it'd be going on throughout the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Who was that? Michael Keaton? That was his. That was his.
Yeah, that was his thing.
His role.
You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Gosh,
I love that bit because it's so out of character.
it really is. Oh
Just
man.
comes right out of nowhere. But yeah, like I can see Nicolas Cage being being freaking Scarecrow, because it'd be like, all right, Batman, you better kill me, cause I don't give a crap. That was a line from an actual movie. Except he doesn't say crap in that movie. He says something else.
Of course.
And it's not good. But yeah, moving on.
Movie.
So yeah, the script obviously dealt with Batman learning to conquer his fear, even though he's 5 movies in. So I don't know why he's just now learning to conquer his fears, and also confronting the demons of his past, right?
Right.
So there, Harley Quinn in the movie. I mean, if you think about it, it'd be like, how can Harley Quinn be in the movie and not be, like the Joker's quote unquote girlfriend? I wouldn't necessarily describe it as that, but it's the best way to put it currently. What was I going to say? Right. I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, Harley Quinn in it, without the Joker, it doesn't really make sense, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
So here's what it would have been, right?
Okay.
Harley Quinn in the movie was a toy maker.
Okay.
And in this script was written as the Joker's daughter, trying to get revenge on Batman for the Joker's death in the 89 film. Now keep in mind, this would have been released in 99. That was whenever it was slated. So 10 years later, that's whenever she's going to get revenge.
Yeah, it's really smart.
Yeah, and the script, Jonathan Crane, who was the Scarecrow, would have discovered Batman's identity, which I guess basically every freaking Batman villain in in that series of movies basically realized found out who Batman was, except for like Poison Ivy and Bane, because I know the Joker did. Because Batman's all like, well, you created me and all that stuff, because in that film series it was the Joker who killed his parents instead of Joe Chill.
Of course.
Yeah, and then in Returns, I know Catwoman found out who he was, and I think the Penguin found out before he died.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, because he ripped off that one part of the mask like it was a fruit roll-up.
Yeah.
Goodness, Two-Face and the Riddler found out at the end, but Two-Face died and the Riddler just went nuts.
Yeah.
I love that scene in Batman Forever so much. Just where it's like, where Chase goes in to see if he remembers, and not as in you, Chase, but the lady, I can't even remember her first name, but it was something Chase. She was that much of a forgettable character.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, she goes in there to see if he still remembers who Batman is, and he's like, Edward, do you tell me who the Batman is? And he goes, I'm Batman, and starts flapping his arms like a bat.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was
Jim Carrey was the best in that movie. Of course, Jim Carrey's the best in every movie.
Was he, though? Was he the best Riddler he could be?
No, but he was the best Lex Luthor he could be, according to Batman vs. Superman.
Very true. Good point.
All right, moving on. I don't want to turn this into another Batman vs. Superman debate. But yeah, so Crane was going to figure out who Batman was, and he was going to team up with Harley Quinn, and like to make Batman go crazy and lock him up in Arkham Asylum. That was like the main plot of the film.
Right.
They want to make him go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. so they can lock him up in Arkham.
Always a good day when you go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, especially when murder's involved.
Heroic Power Entertainment, now sponsored by Cocoa Puffs. That's not true. That was a joke. But yeah, so in the script, George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell, you know, were going to come back as Batman and Robin, respectively, of course. Mm-hmm. But in the script, Robin was going to be like a wedge between them was going to be driven because of disagreements and whatnot. You know how it was in Batman and Robin, and kind of in Batman Forever, because you can't have a movie where they're friends and just taking down bad guys because reasons.
Where's the fun?
But yeah, I know, right? Like, where's the drama?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and of course, at the end in the final battle, Robin was going to return and help out and all that. I don't know if he was.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do you think we would have gotten Nightwing out of that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. I don't know if he would have returned as Nightwing or if he would have returned as, you know, still Robin. He was basically Nightwing and Batman and Robin, basically. Where
right.
I mean, he had the suit. The only difference is he had the cape and it was red, which, heck, in the New 52, the suit is red anyway, so.
Very true.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I would have liked for him to come back as Nightwing, but then again, maybe not, because that could have tainted the name of Nightwing, because, you know, Joel Schumacher was still going to direct the movie.
Right.
Just saying. I mean, keep in mind this is a different writer. It's not the same guy who wrote Forever and Batman and Robin. They brought on a new writer to do it, but
right.
still would have been Joel Schumacher. Still probably would have had nipply bat suits and whatnot, but yeah. That's the best way to describe just nipply. That's nasty sounding. Never mind. Yeah.
Nipply. Nipple.
Stop saying it. It's nasty.
Nipple eye.
Okay. Oh goodness, where were we? Right. So yeah, disagreements. Right. So yeah, that's would have been the main crux of the film.
Of course.
Is about Batman overcoming his fears alone.
Yeah, because that's the only way to do it. This ain't no Toy Story.
Fears. What did you just say about Toy Story?
You ain't got no friend in me. I'm gonna do this by myself.
It would have been amazing if they got the dude, what's his name, that did the music for that. I can't even remember his name.
I can't.
Goodness, if he got him to do the soundtrack for this, just, you got a superhero in me. You got a super.
I've got no one beside me. Got no one
I've got
beside
to
me.
overcome my fears, 'cause this guy dressed as a scarecrow is weird. I used to be able to play that song on guitar. Dang it,
really?
I forgot how to, yeah. It was freaking hard as mess. But anyway, moving on. If we have any listeners, they're probably already jumping ship.
Yeah.
But,
guitars.
They're just like, they're singing. No, this is stupid. Goodbye.
It's supposed to be a comic book show. Alright.
Just stay on track.
Anyway.
We don't care if you're trying to be funny. Stop it. But yeah, so, you know, the main crux being overcoming his fears and all that.
Of course.
There was a scene where, if I'm not mistaken, it was in Arkham Asylum, where Scarecrow was going to hit Batman with all the fear toxins and all that stuff, and it's kind of weird to think that they even considered this, but this huge sequence would occur, and Joel Schumacher literally said that if they had made this movie, it probably would have been the most expensive movie to ever make, and would probably still be the most expensive movie ever made, even by today's standards.
Wow.
Because in the sequence, Batman would have faced off against every villain he had fought before. Jack Nicholson as the Joker, Danny DeVito as the Penguin, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, and Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Jeez.
Now, it says every villain he's faced. I'm not quite sure if Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Bane would have returned.
Mm-hmm.
It would be kind of cool if they did, but I don't know if I would want that.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, I think it would become like a The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and all that, just over-clustered, even without...
Do not speak that demonic name here.
Yeah, shoot.
This is a holy place.
I mean, it would be, like, really crammed full of villains, even without those two, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been just, like a dream sequence and all that, but still...
Like, here for 20 seconds, and you gone.
But it would kind of, like, just come out of nowhere, just like, boom! Friggin' Ghost Rider just hit you with fear toxin. Now you're going to be seeing all the people you fought before.
Yeah, shoot. Mm-mm.
I feel bad for, what's his name? Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah, that dude. Okay.
Yeah, that actor. But yeah, no, Nicolas Cage, I feel bad for him because he always gets offered the weird roles. Because the only time he got offered, like, a role that wasn't weird was, say, like, Superman Lives. Whenever he was offered the role of Superman.
Right.
Which, hey, we'll get to that movie later on. That'll probably be, like, episode 5 or some big episode. Because
definitely.
We can get a lot out of that. But
probably do that the month Batman v Superman comes out.
Ooh, yeah, on DVD. So, yeah.
Awesome.
The reason we're doing Batman this month is because this, is because it's the month after BVS came out. Next month we'll do something that'll correlate with Civil War, so maybe we'll do a Spider-Man movie or something like that. But yeah, so moving on. Sorry, just wanted to tell everybody that. So, like, during all of this, Batman and Robin was released.
Yeah.
And received very negative views.
Really?
And failed to gain any more money than any of the movies before it. Like, any of them.
Yeah.
And Batman Returns, and Batman Forever made more money than Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Oh, man. Definitely one of the worst financially.
Mm-hmm. And there was an idea to, apparently, from what I'm, like, just hearing now, there was an idea to bring in Tim Drake in the movie.
Right.
So I guess that would have basically confirmed Nightwing.
Yes.
But, of course, Warner Brothers were unsure about bringing Batman Unchained into the screen, and George Clooney, like he took a stand and said he would never be Batman again, and that it was like the worst idea of his career to even be Batman.
Oh yeah, because I mean, honestly, if he did do another movie, I doubt he would have got many more roles, just for the fact that those movies were,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't do very well whatsoever. And I mean, I don't see that really going well for Clooney, especially, I mean, look at him now. He's like a household name.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and Joel Schumacher eventually came out and said that even he turned down the chance to return, saying because, like, the reason he did is that he lost the passion for making Batman films, and he didn't want his, like, what used to be a passion just to turn into a job. And, I mean, say what you will about Joel Schumacher, he's made good movies, and I respect him for walking away. That's that's nice of him. Like, that shows character.
Yeah, it does. Especially, you got to know when you're at the end of your rope.
Yeah, definitely.
If you go into something and you're not, trying your hardest or your best at it, and you're not fully in it, it's not going to turn out good at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not even a little bit. So the fact that he did step down and say, hey, look, if I did it, it would be even worse. So I'm just going to quit on this, and hopefully somebody else can pick it up in the future and do better.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what happened.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, and since all of this, all of these things were coming up and everybody was dropping out, the studio decided that they wouldn't go forward with the film, and they eventually went with. They eventually went with Batman Begins.
Yes.
Which is personally my favorite Batman movie.
Yeah.
And you can actually kind of see effects from what this script in Batman Begins. You know, where a Scarecrow and overcoming his fears and like the pains of his past and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can actually kind of see how that affected Batman Begins.
Yeah. Yeah,
Although it wasn't
definitely.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, definitely not him.
Can you imagine that? Freaking cancer voice Bale and Nicolas Cage in the same movie? Just, where is the other fear toxin going?
Yeah, it would be. I bet it would literally be that meme Nicolas Cage where he's just cocked back and everything,
Cage.
and it would be that face the whole time.
Yeah,
that face
the whole time. That's what Batman sees in his fears, not bats, but freaking
Nicolas Cage's
face.
Meme everywhere.
Instead of freaking out about the bees, he's freaking out about the bats.
Yeah.
But yeah, so before they decided with Batman Begins, two other films were very heavily thought of. Like one was a live action Batman Beyond film. That was in development.
Right.
And an adaptation of Frank Miller's Batman Year One.
I would have wanted to see that.
The Year One?
Yeah. I would really like to see that one.
Well, Batman Year One, Schumacher, he also said that he felt like he, and I'm quoting him here, he owed the Batman culture a real Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
And said that he would go back to the basics and make a dark portrayal of the Dark Knight.
Right.
And so in mid 1998, he approached Warner Brothers of doing Batman Year One.
Right.
And before Batman Begins happened, there were many other attempts to get another Batman film off the ground. Speaking of, there was the Darren Aronofsky Batman Year One film that was in development, and we will talk about that the next time not the next time, but we will talk about that in one of the upcoming episodes.
Of course.
Of What If?
Yeah.
Because that one's seriously weird. But now that you've heard all of the inner workings of the Batman Unchained, what are your thoughts? Would you have liked to see this movie happen?
Now that we've talked about it, I really don't want to see it.
Would you? Okay, given the opportunity to jump in, say, I don't know, to jump in like a reality machine where you can travel in between two different universes.
Yeah.
Would you spend time to go to another universe to watch this movie, see how it would have turned out?
No.
What, really?
Yes.
Like, I want to see the way it would have, turned out. But freaking,
right.
I would not have wanted it to actually happen, because that means we wouldn't have gotten Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, wouldn't have gotten, what was it? Wouldn't have gotten The Dark Knight Rises. I forgot that title for some reason. And we most likely would not have gotten Batman vs. Superman this year.
Right.
It may have happened in 2003. That's another canceled movie that we can talk about.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Shoo. Mm-mm. But yeah, I mean, even if I had to sort of just step out of the universe and see it, I'd just, You don't want to see something like that. I mean,
Well,
I guess it could be cool.
It's like a train wreck. You want to look away, but you just can't.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, you know,
I think you just turned into Ultron for a second there.
yeah,
All right.
maybe just a wee beep.
Yeah, something's going on with the internet. I don't know what's happening there. Let me check the internet real quick just to make sure I'm not going to drop you.
A little bit of technical difficulties, people.
Connection is slow. Oh, that's not good.
Well, gosh darn.
All right. Well, hey, you want to wrap up real quick just so we're not going to run the risk of the call dropping?
We can. Joe, what are your thoughts on the movie, and would you see it if you had the opportunity?
Freaking heck yes, as long as like it didn't interfere with the current like flow of superhero movies. Like if this had come out, it probably also would have affected, say, like Spider-Man and X-Men and all those movies that came out and what shaped the Marvel Cinematic Universe before it was even like a thought in Kevin Feige's mind. Is because of the films of, you know, Spider-Man and X-Men. And in fact, it was because of Spider-Man 3 and what was it? X-Men The Last Stand that Kevin Feige wanted to do Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk and start a universe because they were such garbage films. That's why he wanted to freaking do it.
Oh, yeah.
So, in a way, we have crappy movies to thank for the amazing MCU.
Yeah, you learn from the mistakes that other people have made to make yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and honestly, we could think about it like this. We could do, he did a what if storyline, and they brought in this sort of universe where that did happen.
Mm-hmm. Chase, you there?
Yeah.
I may have just dropped Chase from the call. I'm getting a little bit of Chase. Chase! Out of the freaking negative zone. Are you there?
I am here.
Okay, he's still here.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what just happened. You kind of like dropped there. You're talking about a what if universe situation. Chase?
Yeah.
Alright, well this, hopefully you can hear me good on this Skype call. If you guys can't, well then poop. But I guess we're just gonna have to go ahead and wrap this up. But yeah, no, like thank you guys for listening. On the behalf of Chase, we have been Heroic Power Entertainment. We really appreciate you guys listening to the first episode of What If. And if you enjoyed the episode, leave us a like, comment, follow us, or subscribe, depending upon what format you're on. And come back next month when we'll be talking about Spider-Man 4. Alright. See you next month. Bye-bye.